Good evening, everyone. Proper sanitation procedures. I just like to tell a quick story, a personal story of mine that I experienced dealing with using the proper sanitation procedures. While stationed in Germany, I was in the Army over there back in 1982, I believe it was. My unit and I, we went to the field, a field exercise. While we were preparing food, we prepared food for the soldiers. They ate. We had some extra help, which is called KP, the kitchen help. They came over. They were responsible for washing the dishes and cleaning up all the utensils and things of that nature. But some of them washed the dishes, but when they rinsed them, they failed to rinse the dishes properly, and a lot of the detergent, the soap, was left on the utensils. And in turn, we used utensils to cook with, and then wind up getting some of the soldiers sick. So what happened was we had to get the medical team out, the veterinarians. They came out and assessed the cause of that, which was determined that it was too much detergent left on the utensils that we used to cook with. Okay, so that was just a little personal thing of mine I want to share with you guys about how to use proper sanitation, why it's so important. According to the CDC, Center for Disease Control, some of the factors that contribute to foodborne illnesses, according to TB 530, is when you handle food properly. Say, for instance, you're reheating food, but you don't take it to the internal temperature of 140 degrees or higher when you reheat it. Or you put it back in the refrigerator and you don't allow for it to cool down to the proper temperature of 40 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Some of the common threats to food poisoning is disease transmitted by someone coughing on you, or say you blow your nose and you don't wash your hands and you go in and handle food, or you have physical contact. You go in the bathroom, you don't wash your hands properly when you come from the bathroom, and that can contribute to disease. Pesticides. You have chemicals as far as stuff like vegetables when they come in when you order food from your vendor. Vegetables comes in, you take the vegetables, you don't wash them thoroughly, and you wind up getting the pesticide into the food. Once the food is consumed, it makes someone sick. Pieces of metal found in the food, like say you are using a piece of steel wool in the kitchen, that should not be used. Cleaning manuals and utensils thoroughly. You shouldn't have any things like sponges, anything being used on tables, only on walls and floors. Okay. Next, physical hazards is, say, when you're opening a can, using a can opener, you got metal shavings that can fall off to the particles of the food, and that can cause injuries once it gets inside your stomach. Glass, for instance, say you break a glass, that gets into the food and it's consumed. Fingernails, things of that nature. Fingernails break off. You have bone fragments from, like, say, a bone, piece of chicken bone, you swallow it and gets into your system, and it causes foodborne illness. Bacteria. Bacteria don't need any living organism to feed off of. It doesn't have to have. It can be transferred from food, soil, water. Human can cause it. It can be transferred through animals. Also, it don't have to. Some of them can live through lower than freezing temperatures. Okay. Bacteria growth. It has to have. It's easy for bacteria to grow, but it has to have certain things to grow, especially foods, and especially high in protein. It can grow. Acidity type foods. 4 hours food left out, bacteria can set in and start to grow. So you have to make sure you don't leave food out more than 4 hours before the bacteria sets in. The temperature is also very important. It has to be 40 degrees Fahrenheit or 140 degrees. Between that time is a potentially danger zone for bacteria to set in. And so if you got cold food, you want to take it to 40 degrees Fahrenheit or below if you're going to put it in the refrigerator. That's the safety part, safe zone. 140 and above. If you got hot food, cooked food, you want to maintain that temperature up to make sure bacteria doesn't set in. The safe temperatures for thawing food, you can either do it under running cold water. You can put it in the refrigerator from 36 to 38 degrees temperature in the refrigerator to thaw it, or you can have a microwave process when you're thawing food. In closing, I'd just like to reiterate on some of the things that I talked about. Safe handling of food. Once you receive food into your facility, make sure it's stored properly. All food should be at least 6 inches off the floor when you store it. Washing your hands thoroughly after using the bathroom. Making sure you're in physically fit condition, getting health checkups on a regular basis. Cleaning cleaning, sterilizing your utensils after you use them. Make sure if you're washing utensils, once you wash them, put in enough 180-degree temperature water when you rinse it to make sure the soap and detergent is off of it, and things of that nature. Also, when you're handling food, make sure if you're reheating it, like I said, bring it up to 140 degrees or higher. And if you put it in the cool down process, put it in the refrigeration, make sure you have it 40 degrees or below. Why study food safety? That's because my job is as an NCO in the military is to protect the soldiers and protect our government, as well as make sure to protect my workers as well. Some of the definitions for food service sanitation is cleaning, make sure it's free of any soil or dirt. Sanitizing, make sure all the soap and detergents are rinsed off thoroughly once you sanitize it. And sterilization is killing all the microorganisms that's left on food. And if you wanted to get some information on this, and you can go to some of the websites like CDC, Center for Disease Control, TV Med 530, which is the Army Sanitation Manual, and also you can go to the Navy, Department of Navy, which is the Department of Defense on the government website. And that concludes my speech for today. Thank you very much.